Yesterday, we saw patch 12.0 and all of the crazy things that it's bringing to the game. But today, I'm going to talk about something that I didn't talk about yesterday, which also got revealed because it irks me so much. What am I talking about? Well, of course, I'm talking about the VCT 2026 team capsules. Now, this was something that I actually talked about in a video a couple days ago about things that I was hoping for 2026 would be better from Riot. But it seems that that has not been the case because I wanted the VCT 2026 team capsules to be better than 2025, but they're not. So let's take a look at what's going on here then. Let's start with this little thing that Riot said, and they were like, oh, hey, pat ourselves on the back. We shared $100 million with VCT teams in 2025, which is a lot of dollars. It must be said, that's a lot of money. It also does make you question just how much money is Riot actually making. That must be an insane amount if they're willing to share that much. Let's see what we're going to get. We're going to get a classic skin. We're going to get achievement tracker, inspect for team wins, new player card with animation effect, original team spray, and original gun buddy. And oh look, if you bought one of the ones before, you can get it at a discounted price. I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is because it's basically just what we've already bought before. That's why, especially the team spray and gun buddy is essentially just the exact same thing. And the classic is almost the exact same thing as well, as we'll now see. Now, just before we do see the skins, though, I would also like to point out that I told Leo about a year ago, another thing to add to these capsules that would be very easy to do that they haven't done is just add in a title as well, right? A Vamos crew, a whatever tagline for the team that they want, Ascend City, whatever it is, that they already all have, by the way. You could just add that as a title as part of these bundles very, very easily, and they haven't done it, which again, to me, is like, we are really severely lacking in general here. Okay, so let's do it. Let's see what it looks like, and here it is. Okay, here's the gun. It looks like the classic from last year. Here's the NRG version, obviously. You do get the little champs thing here that says, oh, they won champs, which I guess is kind of cool. You also get it on the player card. You can see over here that NRG, they won champs. That's cool. But if you look at this player card, you might be like, oh, that's a little underwhelming as a player card in general. You might look at this NRG bundle and think, oh, this is a bit underwhelming. Well, prepare to be underwhelmed for a while. Because now when we take a look at all of the teams, and starting with EMEA, let's take a look at it, you will see, oh look, what do you see? All of the player cards are the exact same. Even the design of the player card itself, I would say, is fairly dull overall. And it's just kind of a color difference and obviously whatever logo the team has. And then you've got the skins here as well. Now, interestingly, they still haven't been able to get the Ascension teams in here, as you can see, because EMEA only has 10 skins overall. So that's another thing that they haven't been able to do, despite the fact that, you know, they seem to have made this as basic as they possibly can. With that in mind, I just want to first take a consideration before we talk about the EMEA skins in particular. Let's just remind ourselves of what the 2024 player cards and what the 2024 bundles were like, right? Just remember these days. Do you remember these days? Look at all of these different player cards. I'm now looking at these, and with a few exceptions of, you know, your DFMs and your Zetas and whatever, your Sen whatever, like most of these are so cool comparative to what we've got now, right? I would much rather buy really any of these versus, you know, what we're getting right now. Remember how cool this was? Remember how cool all of these designs? I mean, some of them are so sick, right? This Koi one, if you bought the Koi one, I mean, they're not even in VCT anymore. I mean, the Talon one as well. I own the Talon one, and it's sick. And there's so many cool ones here. Obviously, the Lev one is a classic as well. Like, think of the legacies we could have with teams. It gave them some personality. It gave them, you know, like, it made you feel something. All of these are cool when you compare them to what we've got now. And this is annoying me so much because now you will see that teams basically can't have any of that creativity. They can't have any of that personality they could put into those player cards that was super cool. And instead now they're so limited in terms of what they can do. And I think some teams have understood this and some haven't, as I'll get into right now. But the only thing you can work with is colors, right? So if we take a look at EMEA, there are some good examples here of teams who haven't understood this and teams I think that have, right? So like Na'Vi, why would you want to buy this like black classic that you could buy, like, that has been there available for multiple years? If you're a Na'Vi fan, you've had this available to you for multiple years. Same pretty much for Fnatic, right? These are teams that don't, I think, truly understand what's going on here. Teams like KC, teams like Foot, these are the teams who are understanding, right? KC don't play in red, but they've made a red bundle because it's different to the other ones because all you got to work with is colors, right? Foot, they did have this kind of teal jersey. But this is quite an interesting one, right? Like, they don't normally play in this kind of color, but it's interesting because it's a different color, and most other teams, no other team really plays in this color either. So here's a color that's unique. If you like this color, buy the FUT bundle, right? This makes sense. Other teams have done it, you know, like Team Heretics as well, right? They don't play in this kind of, like, I don't know, salmon color, whatever it is, but it's a different color at least. Right, same for Liquid. They've kind of gone for something a bit different. But then you've got like the likes of, you know, Vitality again, just like yellow. Like, cool. We know you play in yellow. But the thing is, teams are so limited in terms of what they can do that you're seeing teams like KC, literally you would not associate with red at all, have gone for a red bundle because it has to be different in some way. And if we come across to Americans as well and take a look at some of their bundles, it's kind of the same thing, right? Like, yeah, you've got some teams, I think the Lev, again, they seem to understand this, right? Particularly with the pattern on the inside. You know, they put a bit of effort into that, and it does look pretty cool. Loud as well have done it a little bit, which I don't think, you know, some teams haven't done quite as well. But again, it's basically just color theory. Like, again, if you're a Sen fan, you probably already have like a red and black classic. So there's not really much point in buying this because the player card is kind of mid and it's just red and black. Right? This is basically like, do you like these colors and do you like these teams? Right? And if you answer yes to both, then maybe you'll buy it. But otherwise, you're not going to. Now, in China as well, it's much the same, to be honest. Again, I think Wolves have done a decent job with their bundle. But other than that, most of them look kind of the same. And if we come across the Pacific, the one thing I will say, at least for the Pacific teams, you can see here on Paper X and T1 next to my head as well, they, as well as, you know, NRG having their little winners, you know, thing on their little bundle, you do have the Masters winners here for Paper X and T1. So that is something, I guess, that, like, you know, rewards winning and rewards, you know, winning a tournament. So like, that's cool. I do like that. But again, it's just not enough. The player cards make such a big difference. Right, they just make such a massive difference. And I find it interesting here that they have the Nongshim bundle. I don't know who's been doing this, but like, Nongshim have a bundle despite the fact that they played in Ascension and we're an Ascension team. I don't know if Chober's been making this, if he just was so confident that they were going to win Ascension that, oh, I know that Nongshim are going to win, so let's make them a bundle for sure, right? Or maybe it is just so easy to just copy and paste it across because they put such little effort in it that it takes them no time. I don't know. You should want to support the teams, right? If you are a fan of a team, of course, this is like a prime way to legitimately help that team, right? By buying their bundle. But I just think that Riot isn't doing enough here, right? And we've got the rumors that, you know, some teams were upset that they did so much worse in 2024 and that's why they made all the capsules the same. That, it makes no sense. Because less and less people, so many less people are going to buy the bundle this year than they would have done otherwise if Riot had been willing to put in the effort, right? And Riot is a big enough company. If they are willing to share $100 million with teams, they should have enough resources to be able to make however many player cards it is for the teams. Like, they just should. They are a big enough company to do it. Is about priorities, and clearly they are not prioritizing that very highly. And I think it is a big problem because the thing is, these capsules bring in player cards that Riot would never make themselves. So even if you aren't a VCT fan, you know, you might buy one because, hey, that player card, like the Lev one in 2024, that looks really cool, so I'm gonna buy it. So overall, I don't think that the 2026 bundles will be that much of a success. However, I wasn't really expecting them to be that much of a success because I kind of thought that this would be the case. Now, going forward to 2027 though, there should be some things in our favor that should help the bundles next year. One, there has been a bit of a rumor, or I've seen a Riot dev discuss this, that potentially it won't be a classic next year, which will obviously be a big upgrade straight away because, hey, then it's a different gun, it's already a different bundle. Secondly, with the way it seems to be going, we should limit the amount of tier 1 teams, right, of partnered teams. So therefore, you shouldn't have to do as many. You know, if we go from like 10 solid partner teams to 8, well, you know, that's 8 less teams, 8 less bundles that you might have to make overall, which again, perhaps gives you kind of more leeway to, you know, make better bundles for those teams. And finally, I don't think they will be that much of a success this year. So that might force Riot to putting a bit more effort into them. And especially because so many people, I know all of you literally agree with me, right? Doing those player cards is worth it. It is worth it. They make it so much cooler to do. And I know that it's a lot of effort, but you're a massive company that should be able to hire enough people to make that a smooth enough process to where it's worth doing.